Signs you were ritually abused, occult families. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Occult Families, How to Spot Them series. Trigger warning. This video series covers disturbing and very serious topics. Full legal disclaimer in the video description below. Many survivors of occult family systems struggle to recognize that what they experienced was not just abuse, it was ritual abuse. Because these systems cloak their violations in secrecy, symbolism, and distortion, the signs often hide in plain sight. This chapter outlines the distinct spiritual, emotional, and physical symptoms that point to ritual use, beyond what is commonly recognized in mainstream trauma recovery. Energetic tethering. One of the most common symptoms is the sensation of being spiritually bound to a person, location, or family member, even long after physical contact has ended. This is called energetic tethering, a metaphysical connection formed during ritual acts, often involving sexual abuse, bloodletting, or verbal contracts. Survivors may feel an invisible pull back to the abuser or experience extreme anxiety when attempting to separate. These tethers act like spiritual leashes, keeping the survivor emotionally and psychically entangled in the system. Recurring dreams and astral rituals. Another key indicator of ritual abuse is the recurrence of vivid, symbolic dreams, often involving ceremonial settings, family members in cloaks, or being forced to participate in strange rites. These are not random nightmares. They are often astral replays of real events or ongoing energetic rituals. The dreamscape becomes a place where programming is refreshed, contracts are reinforced, and fear is reinstalled. Survivors frequently report waking up drained, terrified, or with physical pain after these dreams. Psychic fragmentation. Ritual abuse causes not only psychological dissociation, but also psychic fragmentation, the spiritual splitting of the self into parts. This occurs when trauma is so intense that the consciousness splinters, creating alters, memory gaps, or sudden shifts in personality. Unlike clinical dissociation alone, psychic fragmentation involves an energetic displacement. Parts of the self may be held hostage in ritual realms, used in spiritual contracts, or accessed by occult practitioners for energetic purposes. Calendar-based pain cycles. One of the most telling signs of ritual use is the reactivation of symptoms on specific dates, especially birthdays, solstices, equinoxes, or family-related anniversaries. These are known as ritual checkpoints. Survivors may find themselves spiraling into depression, illness, or chaos at the same time every year without knowing why. This is because occult families often perform initiations, bindings, or resets on these dates, and the body remembers, even if the mind does not. These reactivations are not random, they are scheduled, entity contact, and supernatural interference. Many survivors also experience contact with entities, often beginning in childhood. This can appear as shadow figures, nighttime paralysis, or voices during sleep paralysis episodes. These entities are not imagined. They are often the result of portal openings during rituals, where the survivor becomes marked or accessible to the spiritual realm. In some cases, these entities serve as watchers, enforcers, or energy harvesters, ensuring the survivor remains bound to the original programming. Emotional collapse around growth points. Another pattern is emotional sabotage at moments of expansion. When a survivor is about to make a major breakthrough, new job, relationship, relocation, they may suddenly feel terror, sabotage the opportunity, or be blindsided by illness or conflict. This is a sign of a ritual reset, an energetic mechanism programmed to derail growth and keep the survivor locked in familiar cycles of suffering. These collapses are often timed with ritual anniversaries. Distinguishing ritual abuse from standard trauma. While all trauma leaves psychological residue, ritual abuse creates multi-layered, timed, and reinforced symptoms. Traditional trauma responses do not usually involve precise calendar-based reactivations, psychic attacks during sleep, paranormal, or entity-based interference, repeating life events that mirror early trauma in symbolic ways, persistent energetic attachments to abusers despite physical distance. If these patterns are present, especially in combination, the survivor may be dealing with unresolved ritual contracts or spiritual bindings. Recognizing the signs is the first step to liberation, because once you can name what happened, you can begin to untangle what was installed. Ritual abuse hides itself through confusion, but truth untangles the knots. And your symptoms are not random. They are evidence of a system that marked you, and of your power to now dismantle it. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and what you just watched is part of my signature program, the Chosen One series inside School of Soul. This series is not just a course, it's a blueprint for those who know they were different from the start: the black sheep, the scapegoat, the truth teller, the cycle breaker. Inside, you'll discover the family roles playbook, the golden child, the scapegoat, the enabler, the lost child, and how to finally step out of the part you were cast in without consent. How the black sheep becomes the goat, turning rejection into radical transformation and leadership. How to break generational curses and rewrite ancestral contracts so the pain stops with you. And how to recognize and escape modern forms of spiritual and technological targeting, from gang stalking to synthetic synchronicity. This isn't just about survival. It's about awakening, about reclaiming your voice, your lineage, and your destiny as one of the chosen ones. Click the link below to access the full series now, because the role ends the moment you decide it does, and the real script begins with you.